So we're here in Red Rock Canyon. We have world-class rock climbing here.
There's a lot of things like I'm juggling, a lot of expectations from the culture that I'm struggling with.
Came in, I just felt off, right? Like I'm here, but I'm not fully here.
But I want to build confidence and I want to be bold.
I want to see those guns. Yeah!
God has given me every chance to go do stuff that's not where my bad was.
We're to do something with our marriage. We don't really know what that looks like.
During this time, going over story, how we're tied to God's story.
It's been really cool to see the things that people maybe even said in the very beginning are like coming to fruition now.
Let's roll out.
It's awesome to be in an authentic community where you actually can talk about this, like you're not alone, and it's Christ, renewing that heart, doing away with those lies, and but it doesn't make us exempt from hearing it. And it's what we do with it.
A lot of courses have been built up and built up and built up, and then we found that sometimes it's harder for students when they leave here because there's just like so much that's happened, and it's like such a unique experience where it's quick and you build community. God has done crazy things in your life that people can't relate to, and so when they leave, we want to try to make it as sustainable as possible, and a huge piece of that is focusing on the things that have been done in you that you can carry into your community and have support in those things.
The trip doesn't end tomorrow.
We're SROM, Solid Rock Outdoor Ministries. We've spent the last 30 years training people to be leaders in the wilderness. This time, we're taking a group of SROM veterans on their own course into Red Rock Canyon and the remote Grand Canyon to go deeper and live 15 days in the wilderness.
Get up, we'll fight the darkness right beside you day and day out. Forget the days behind us now. You are here to stay. Yeah.
I'm ready for the adventure.
Here are our stories in the canyon.
Good timing, everyone. 3 a.m. Really excited about that. So this area probably looks familiar. We've been here before.
So in a third of a mile, you're dropping 700 feet. Second mile, you're dropping, another 1,000 feet. So that's a lot.
I think it was really cool that I was able to be the LOD on the first day in the same section.
So our total elevation gain today is gonna be 1873. Less than yesterday, that's great.
Oh, easy.
Yes, it's gonna be.
The last 2 days of the course were just really big days for us for hiking. 3,000 feet and then 1,800.
We're looking at the map and we're like, that is a steep uphill and we don't want to sweat to death again. One right turn. Let's wake up at 2 o'clock. And we broke the news to the group. I was like, yeah, we need to have packs on by 3. And they're like, okay, wake up at 3. I'm like, no. Packs on at 3.
Doing it in the dark was so nice. I feel like we should have been doing that all along. Getting up early at the butt crack it on and getting it done.
I've come to realize even on this trip that I do really well if I can go to bed at 10 and I can get up at 6 and then I can have an hour of Jesus time. And the last 2 days have been anything but that. I think it's been kind of a lesson in endurance. I think one of my own personal growth things is how do I still be engaged even when things are really tough? And I think in that matter, I don't think I did so well, honestly.
How do you feel?
Like a hike 3,000 feet of elevation, but all right. But I think whereas in maybe former moments in my life, I would have been really critical of myself of, oh, you should be this. I think I was able even today to be like, all right, Lord, we still got work to do here.
In pretty much any wilderness environment, when you're on trail technically, there'll be trail markers. In most places where it's forested, they're on trees. But in the desert setting, what they use is called a cairn. It kind of guides your path through the desert of where you should walk, where it's going. They can be really difficult to find because they are rocks surrounded by rocks, on rocks. They're really, honestly, difficult to find in the daylight, but even harder to find at night. The last day on course, we totally got lost a couple of times.
It was dark and we are searching for these cairns.
The entire group was out in like a circle formation just trying to find these cairns.
I know, it's probably on this side.
And I was like, I'm going nuts. I cannot find these cairns. I started in the front and Callie, she was the sweeper behind. As soon as I was like, we need a cairn hunt, she was all of a sudden right next to me after being 10 people behind me. And she's like, here it is.
Yes, see your light.
Just having that second pair of eyes and that second brain, it is huge.
It can be daunting because you're like, man, I need this marker. I can't find it. I feel like I'm walking in circles. They kind of suck to find at night, but in my opinion, it was totally worth it because it was beautiful. It was such a cool hike.
I remember this here sign.
Me too.
That means we're about to go up.
Yep. All right, everyone, let's do it. Once my knee started acting up, I actually had to have a switch and I had to take the rear. So Callie led us all the way up the rest of the canyon.
What do you think this morning, Keith?
Honestly, a little melancholy. Last day hiking for the season for SROM. Yeah, just thinking about that and trying to enjoy every last second that I'm out here with these guys. I just pray this day gets stretched out super long and I get the most bang for my buck. Careful what you wish for, I guess.
Backpack / rock climbing.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Finally getting to the top on our last day, and like we walked all that way. It's crazy to me. I'm learning to love it, learning so much by doing it.
Being out in the wilderness for extended amounts of time, coming back and having those experiences, there's a process feeling of what I just went through and emotions. I'm exhausted. Just having grace on yourself. Like, it's okay to feel confused, out of place, or I don't even know how I feel.
You made it! Oh, I never thought I'd see you again.
Giving yourself time to transition and work it out with him, relying on him.
Since being on course, God's really pulled me in a whole nother direction. It really started when I hurt my foot. After that, coming to the Grand Canyon and just really having my world shaken upside down. The future is not something I can control. You can spend a lot of energy and time thinking about what's next and what's to come and how to make things happen. But what's really most important is how we seek God in those moments.
We're at Coral Pink Sand Dunes. So we woke up at 2:00 a.m., had packs on, ready to go by 3 o'clock. Hiked all the way up from the Esplanade, that was a stretch. 7 o'clock to the van. So now we're just enjoying camping tonight.
Watch it. It is beautiful. It has been a fantastic adventure. There's something beautiful doing that with a group of people that you care for.
Structure. Yeah. Oh no! Someone's holding out over here.
Thank you.
Yeah.